Titan was scarred, but it still stood. Smoke clung to its domes. Hull plates bore fresh wounds, yet within, life moved forward. Children, human and alien alike, played beneath the pale glow of Saturn's rings. Settlers shared food with refugees. Engineers welded side by side with strange, long-fingered hands. And for the first time, Titan did not feel like the edge of humanity's exile. It felt like the spark of something new. Elara Myles walked the rebuilt corridors, her heart heavy but hopeful. "We have bled together," she whispered. "Perhaps now we can live together." But beyond Titan's walls, the galaxy still burned. The Purists sharpened their blades. The advocates whispered of rebirth. The neutrals hid. Too afraid to stand, the Concord was dead. And in the silence of its ashes, something else stirred. Then the advocate envoy arrived. Their vessel was battered but intact, drifting into Titan's orbit like a survivor clinging to hope. When the hatch cycled, figures emerged tall, cloaked, their eyes glowing faint with sorrow and determination. They bowed their heads, not as conquerors, but as equals. Their voice was steady, carried through translators into every ear. The Concord is gone, but something must rise in its place. You, humans, are chaos, but you are also fire. Will you stand with us? Elara's breath caught. Never before had humanity been asked, not judged, not ordered, not condemned, but asked. And yet, unity was never humanity's gift. Earth's leaders counseled caution. Do not rush. Do not leap. We cannot survive another war. Mars radicals slammed their fists upon iron tables. Ally? No. Laid. The galaxy bleeds, and we will rise to command its throne. The belt muttered from shadowed stations. First Concord. Now advocates. Chains, no matter the hand that holds them. Titan listened to all, voices clashing in its council hall. And at the center, Elara rose, her gaze unwavering. "This is not about change," she said. "This is about survival. About proving we are more than sparks in the dark." For the first time in history, humans and aliens sat together, not as trial and judge, not as captor and prisoner, but as partners deciding the future. But the Purists were listening. They saw the talks not as hope, but as betrayal, and they struck. It began with silence, a power flicker in Titan's grid, a missing patrol, a whisper too late. Then, the shadows moved. Assassins, cloaked in void black, slipped into Titan's domes. Their blades sought leaders. Their rifles sought peace. The Purists would not allow an alliance. They would smother it in blood before it drew breath. The first shots rang in the council hall. Windows shattered. Air thinned. Humans and aliens alike dove for cover as assassins stormed the chamber. Elara fought with bare hands, seizing a broken steel rod, striking against armored intruders. Blood spilled human and alien both. Refugees grabbed tools. Settlers raised rifles, mothers shielded children. Titan became battlefield once more, not of fleets, but of trust. In the chaos, one advocate leader fell, their cloak stained in crimson. A miner dragged them to safety, shouting, "Not today, not in our home." Another settler died shielding an alien child, their body falling silent as alarms wailed. Elara staggered, breath ragged, her shoulder pierced by a blade. Yet still she rose, her voice hoarse but unbroken. "We fight together, not for power, not for conquest, but for tomorrow. And together, they held. The assassins fell, the Purist's shadows fled, and Titan endured. When the smoke cleared, the hall was broken. Blood stained the floors, but amid the ruin, hands reached out, human and alien, lifting one another from the dust. The advocate envoy turned to Elara, eyes heavy with grief but burning with resolve. "Trust is not built in words," they said softly. "It is built in blood. From this day, humanity is no longer alone." And so, within Titan's rebuilt dome, a pact was forged. Not the concord of old, not the silence of change, but the first alliance. Humans and aliens stood shoulder to shoulder, their signatures etched into steel and light, a promise of survival, a promise of unity, a promise that the ashes of the galaxy would not be its grave, but its beginning. Elara stood before the broadcast deck once more, her voice carrying beyond Titan, beyond Saturn, beyond the wreckage of war. The concord is ashes, but in those ashes something new begins. If you seek war, you will find us waiting. If you seek hope, you will find us standing. We are humanity, and we are not alone. And across the stars the message spread, to Earth, to Mars, to the Belt, to advocates scattered across a broken galaxy, even into Purist strongholds, where enemies clenched their fists. For the first time, human ships flew beside alien craft, patrols sweeping the void not in silence, but in unity. The concord had fallen, but something new had risen. The galaxy had tried to silence humanity. Instead, humanity had given the galaxy a new voice. The first alliance had been born,